Today I'm going to paint crocuses in purple and yellow colors.
Hi friends, I'm Olga Koelsch, watercolor artist, teacher and a book author. Welcome back to my studio.
For my main mixes I will use mix of ultramarine blue with quinacridone pink. I already have a little bit on my plate. I can also use them from pens, ultramarine blue and quinacridone pink. I create very diluted mix, very watery, and then I will start from here. I create very watery petals area. Crocuses petals, they usually have very rounded tips and fine bottoms. And with my other brush, I grab a little bit bolder mix and just push it into my watery mix. And just enjoy how it all flows. I can also add a couple of elements around, imitating petals. Remember to bring everything to one point, to a connection with the stem. Ideally, if you have maybe a third brush. Now we are jungling with brushes. You can use some of green colors, viridian green, for example, a little bit softened with raw sienna, and overlapping with the bud, paint a stem. Now let's make another one. Pretty watery mix. I would like to paint a yellow one. So I prepare very diluted yellow. I create nice petal, rounded shape on the top. It can be a little bit more wide open. So I can add a couple of petals. Just brush stroke. You start with the tip of the brush, you apply pressure on the body of the brush and you release the pressure. And then with the tip of the brush you can slightly correct the shape. So what's very typical for crocuses, they have very fine bottom cone shape, so try to bring everything to nice triangle. Now where was our green brush? Let's connect, let's put this on a stem. I don't care how my green will mix with yellow, I just trust my watercolor and let it flow. What I can do, I can grab a little bit of yellow right from the pen and maybe add some slightly thicker brush strokes to add some volume. Even I can add a touch of purple so they all will feel connected, like one group. Now let's have a look, where can we place one more? Definitely something on the top. Let's make it in the nice purple colors. I use my mix. Rounded shape of the petal, some more diluted, some petals around. Maybe a little bit more open one. It's all brush strokes. I like to leave some white areas between the petals. Now fun part. Let's try to add ultramarine blue. Pure ultramarine blue in our purple mix. The beauty with ultramarine blue is that it's a granulated color, and once it dries, you will see how the particles will spread. And if you mix it with other paints, for example, as I did with quinacridone pink, quinacridone rose, it will create this nice, beautiful structure, texture. Now let's put this guy on a stem. Maybe a little bit thicker, like this. We can also add details at the top, so our watercolor will flow also from top to bottom. Not so much, like this. Now let's add greenery, more green leaves. Very typical for crocuses. Their leaves are very long, but in a very simple shape. So how to paint them? I start with the tip of the brush. I apply a little bit pressure on the brush and move my wrist, and then I release the pressure. Let's do it again, like this. Tip of the brush, pressure on the brush, release the pressure. Of course, it's nice to mix and remix everything. Let's add a couple of leaves in different shades, like this, like this. We can play around more and more and more, adding some super diluted crocuses on the background. Basically, it's very diluted mix. Now let's make it more on the pink side this time. A little bit. You always start to add your brighter color at the very bottom and just let your watercolor spreads. You can lift a little bit the paper to help. You can also add just a touch of yellow. It will work very nicely. Something like this. Don't forget about a stem. And if you start stem somewhere, it should end somewhere. And let's place one more right here, a little bit more closed bud. So with more fine tip, the more sharp tip, it will be one which is getting ready to be open. A little bit of ultramarine and pink mix. Like this. Just let it go. Just let it all mix. Enjoy the process. Let's add the stem and a little bit of greenery around. I like my middle brush. I think the size-wise it's the best one, which fits here. You can add some quick brush strokes that will leave some texture on the paper, which can be nice. Some details around, movements. And our crocuses field is ready.
Thank you so much for painting with me. I'm looking forward to see what would you like to paint next. See you next time. Bye bye.